Welcome to Beer, the Skydiving Podcast. Joe's acting super weird over there. My name is Brian McCauley. I'm one of the hosts of the show, and as always, we have the infamous
Joe Rouse.
Joe Rouse in the house. What's up, man? How was your week?
Horrible.
You
Horrible
always
week so far. It wasn't the easiest week, I'll say that.
work stuff.
Yeah, work, and then my girlfriend got acute appendicitis.
Yeah, how's she doing?
Had to be good. She's doing good now. Sore.
I saw she was home.
Yeah, she's home. She's sore. She no longer has appendix.
You don't need it anyways, from what I understand.
No, same with her gallbladder.
Right.
No, but she's doing good.
I've heard that's pretty painful. Like
yeah, it was. I could tell that it was painful, and I started Googling symptoms, and I'm like, listen, you need to pay attention to this, because if it gets worse, you better go to the emergency room, because it looks to me, as WebMD certified Dr. Rouse, like sounds like you could have appendicitis.
That's no good.
No, she was gonna try to tough it out for a little while, and then I went to bed, and she came up around, I don't know, 10 o'clock or midnight. And I said, what are you doing? She goes, I gotta go. I'm like, where are you going? Emergency room. So they ended up admitting her at 2 a.m. and
Jeez.
they weren't supposed to do the surgery until 4 p.m. that next day, but a spot opened up at like noon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Apparently they weren't worried about it rupturing or anything super quickly.
No, they did a CAT.
That's
They
good.
did the CAT scan and blood work and all that stuff. So, yeah, it could have been bad, but one of her friends not too long ago, pretty recently, tried to tough it out and ended up having her appendix burst. And so obviously she went septic or whatever they call it.
Yeah, I think that's right. I
So
think that's
she
what
was-
happens.
Yeah, she was in the hospital for days.
What would... Well, I mean, it doesn't matter, but like, why would somebody try to tough it out? Like, what's the... Like, it'll get better. No, it won't. It's your fucking appendix. Like,
You don't know it's your appendix. Maybe you
yeah,
thought
I
it
guess
was
it's
a
true,
ulcer,
but still.
cyst, something. Who knows?
Yeah, I guess.
B's
I don't
got a
know.
B's got a pretty damn good pain tolerance. She's got a big tattoo on her ribs right here.
Yeah, that would...
She got it done all at one time. It's pretty gnarly. So she was hurting that bad. I can only imagine it hurt pretty bad.
Yeah. I don't know. Anymore, I just... Oh, something's not right. I'm going to the doctor.
Because we're old men.
I know, man. Even the... I guess the last time I tried to tough it out was when I broke my heel a couple years ago. And that only lasted a couple hours. Like,
Yeah.
it did not last long. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's not a good one to... When I broke mine, man, I ended up stepping on it twice after it was broke. You know,
Yeah, it's like as soon as...
accidentally, you know.
Yeah. Yep. Like when I could no longer limp around and I ended up just crawling everywhere, I was like, all right, it's time to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
It was hurting real bad. Yeah. Yeah.
Not fun.
Well, I'm glad she's doing better. I saw she's home, so everything's good.
Yep, she's good. She's gonna have to take it easy for a little bit, which she doesn't know how to do. So,
Well, at least
she's
it's...
having a rough time not being able to just get up and go and do stuff and move
Right.
real fast, you know.
Your
That's just what she does. It's how she is. She just goes.
your Halloween party looked awesome.
Oh, dude, it was an awesome time, man.
Yeah,
It was
saw
a
a
great
couple
time.
familiar faces.
Yeah, there's quite a few people. More people showed up than I thought. Like, we had a party last year, but I didn't really. Last year I didn't. It was kind of short notice. So B invited all her friends, and I didn't really have a chance to invite anybody. But this year, I pretty much invited almost everybody I know and everybody at the DZ, and quite a few people showed up.
Right
It's
on.
cool. Yeah. Nate and his girlfriend came. Swagger, Andrew, one of the Andrews came. Sherry and John Ellison came. It's peanut butter
Yeah,
and
I
jelly.
saw they did. Yeah.
There's quite a few other people probably. I can't remember everybody. Oh, my buddy Dave and his wife Joy and their kids came. Um, Wednesday, it's the only thing I know her by. Came.
Oh yeah.
Swagger.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't remember. All I know her by is Wednesday.
Yeah. I don't know her name either. But yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, Dan Arnett came.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah. Broke my kid's bench in the kitchen.
Well, it's not a party unless something gets broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, it wasn't like super heavy duty. It's like I don't know what kind of wood it is. It's not like oak. But
Yeah.
it's not quite. I don't think it's quite like poplar, but it's like somewhere in between. It's a real light wood. I gotta take a picture of it to show you.
Yeah, I might be able to
I'm gonna have
too.
to fix it.
That sounds like maybe he just should watch where he's sitting from now on.
Nah, it wasn't his fault. It
Oh,
just
all right, cool.
it wasn't rated for
Adult-sized humans.
Well, whoever built it, I think, missed a couple areas of support. It has
Alright.
like a little furring strip on the back. Whoops, that the hinge is screwed to, and the only other support is where the lid closes. It's on the front.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
But
I
anyway,
got you.
it was a good time, man. Everybody had fun. We had a great time.
It looked like it.
It was cool.
You were the. It was Alice in Wonderland, but were you the Mad Hatter?
I was the Mad Hatter.
The Mad
Bee was
Hatter?
the mouse. Her friend Jess came as Alice. Her other friend came as the Cheshire Cat.
That's right. I saw that. Yeah.
Their son was one of the cards. Their daughter was one of the cards for trick or treat night. Yeah, we would have had a caterpillar too, but he had other plans. But it was good, man. There's a lot of cool costumes and a lot of my buddy. They came in and said, "Oh, hey, you guys are dressed like the American Family. Good job."
The American Family.
Yeah,
I don't get
they
the
didn't have any
joke.
costumes. They don't
Oh.
have they didn't come in a costume.
Gotcha.
I said,
Gotcha.
"Great idea, guys. You dressed up as the American Family."
I had an event that I was planning on going to, and I needed a costume, but I didn't buy a costume for Halloween this year, so I was going to go as a skydiver. I was just going to put on my jumpsuit and my
Oh,
rig. But I'm a skydiver. Erica said that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
No, you are not. No, you are not going to do that at all.
Yeah, no, she was like, that's dumb. Don't rub it in everybody's face. Everybody already knows that you skydive. You don't need to be one for Halloween.
We don't need an in-person selfie, okay? But yeah, man, I don't have any topics to talk about this week. My week was so chaotic.
Well, yeah, I know. We
You
were
know?
trying to come up with something, but I mean, there's always stuff to talk about. Gear is one we've been meaning to
Yeah.
to talk about. So I mean, we can always talk about gear if you want.
Sure.
You know a lot more about gear than I do.
It's your magic backpack.
It's my magic backpack, buddy. It lets me
Yep.
fly.
Yeah.
Like I know what I have and I know why I have it, but I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you the difference between my pilot and a Saber. Like I don't know what the difference is.
They're just built differently. The canopy manufacturers just build it a little differently. The trim might be a little bit different. They're all just 9 cell skydive canopies. Depends on the fabric too. Most everything's ZP these days.
Yeah. When did they start coming out with ZP? Which zero porosity, right? Is what that
Yeah,
means?
they have hybrid too. I have a hybrid 1X 170. So I think it's got the F111 like leading edge.
And the rest is ZP.
Yeah, something like that. I think that's what the hybrid is.
Aren't the I don't know what they're called, but on the inside that creates the cells, isn't that material F111? Usually?
You mean the cross bracing?
Yeah, if that's what it is, I don't know. The stuff that has the ports, the holes in it, those pieces.
Yeah, yeah, you might be right. Thank you.
I think it is because it's like more pliable or something, or maybe it weighs less or something. There was a reason, and I was surprised to find out that it was F111 because everything else on mine is ZP, and I wasn't entirely sure why they do that.
You know what? I can't either. I can't tell you why.
Yeah,
I'm not a canopy expert.
Yeah,
You know, at least manufacturing and why they use what they use. Zero porosity obviously is you're gonna get more glide out of it because it's
right,
meant to not let air pass through.
right. The ZP canopies have been around at least for 20 years though. The reason why I asked is if you knew because Natalie is ZP and she was born in 2003, so that's quite a while ago.
Yes, that's a while ago.
I talk about her like she's real, like a real person. It drives my wife nuts.
That's funny. So, zero porosity fabric is woven similar to F111, but it's coated, usually on both sides with a silicone that prevents air transfer and to be non-permeable. So,
Well, that makes perfect sense.
yeah.
Hey, can you hear the kid in the other room playing his PlayStation or whatever?
Every once in a while, but it's not loud.
You can?
It's not loud. Yeah.
All right. Is it something I'm gonna have to edit out later? Because I don't want to edit out.
I don't think so.
All right, cool.
I mean, it's not something where I'd go like, "What is that noise?"
All right. Podcasting with kids is hard.
No kids.
Tell them to be quiet and they just start making all kinds of noise. So what was your first rig? Back in 2012 or whatever. What did you get? Oh, you said you bought it at Shooting Star, right?
Yeah. Yep. Mirage. I got a Mirage G4 at the time. Saber 2 170. I think it was a Smart 170. And Vigil 2 when the Vigil 2 came out for AAD.
AAD. Yeah. What made you go with a Saber 2? Like, is that just, hey, this is what they have, or is that like that's what's on the shelf, or is that what you wanted?
That was just, I think at the time, kind of a middle of the road canopy as far as performance and stuff. And the AFF instructors and the coaches I had in DeLand suggested, Saber 2. And it was in stock. Like, I didn't have to order it. So, that's why.
Right on.
And I went with the Mirage because they had it in stock at Shooting Star, and it was basically in my size range. So that's what I went with.
Yeah, when I bought mine, I basically just asked a shit ton of questions. And yes, you do. And I bought mine used, obviously. Mm-hmm. And I guess I just got lucky because it just all happened to fit and everything was the right size and airworthy, and didn't really have to do anything to it except I'd put a new canopy in it. But I mean, got a great deal on a canopy that was the right size. And
yeah, you find that there's good used gear out there. Like, there's a couple guys that are like Brian Cabbage has been selling used gear since as long as I can remember, since I started skydiving.
He gave me my altimeter.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just gave it to you?
Yeah, well, he posted in like one of those groups on Facebook, hey, is there any newly A-licensed skydivers that need an altimeter? And
yeah.
I was like, yes, I do. So
yeah.
He mailed it to me.
Andrew Wheeler recently started selling gear, East Coast Sky Gear, and that's who I bought my first used rig last year from. Was him. I got a pretty good deal on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice rig. It fits. So he's got good stuff.
Good deal.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a veteran. He jumps with military guys a lot. But yeah, those are the two main people that I know of that are legit, like sell gear all the time. There might be other guys that do it. That's just the two main people that I know. I've bought stuff from both of them. And then if there's anybody else ever, I usually always message Brian and be like, hey, is this person legit?
Yeah.
You know, because on most of the Facebook groups for buying and selling used gears, just spam full of scammers these days. Just trying to sell people shit that they don't have.
Yeah. I ran into that a couple of times trying to buy my rig. It's insane.
But most of the time you can tell if they're legit or not. You know, you go on their listing and then you look at their profile and then you see what kind of pictures they have, who their friends are.
You're probably going to have half the same friends.
Yeah.
Like anywhere in the country.
Chances are you're going to have one mutual friend somehow.
Yeah.
Like, because this person knows this person and knows this person and they're friends on Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely.
And chances are they're going to have some sort of picture somewhere of them skydiving or base jumping or something of that nature. You know, Danny just went through that with his 135 or his one. What did he get? He's selling.
It's a 135.
Yeah, he's selling a 150.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we talked about this, he messaged me. He's like, "Hey, this canopy is blah blah blah, and it's down in Orange, and they want me to send them the money before getting the canopy. And I noticed that you were friends with somebody that they were friends with, and so,
it was the rigger that you were friends with, right?
Yeah.
The one that they wanted to have check it out?
Yeah, basically. So, but yeah, so it was legit.
Yeah.
But that's the right thing to do, is call and ask somebody or message somebody and find out if this person is actually real. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do this winter?
I'm going to make Austin fly that 206 as much as possible. That's what I'm going to do.
I talked to Alex. Hillsy just got his 1,000 jump like last week.
Oh, nice.
Out of Skydive Rick's. And I'm like, oh man, does Rick's jump during the week? And he's like, closed until after Thanksgiving. I'm like, man.
And they're only in the evening too, I think. It's like from like 5 until sunset or something. But now,
I don't know.
But now 5, it like sunsets at 5:30 in the afternoon now. So
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I'm probably gonna try to make a trip to Orange soon.
Okay.
If the weather's decent, because it's only 4.5 hours or so, 4 hours and 45 minutes. They have an otter, and it's a nice drop zone. That's where I got my AFFI, my coach rating. I got to learn to jump there a lot.
Well, let me know if you do. Maybe I could tag along if it's a no kids weekend.
What's your no kid? Well, we'll talk about it later. But
yeah.
That's my plan, because I'm going to Brazil next month, and I want to.
Jeez, it is next month already.
Yeah, I want to put a few more jumps on my tracking suit before I just go.
Yeah.
Knock it off the cliff.
Are you gonna jump on Saturday?
I can't. It's my kid's birthday party.
Oh, that's right. You told me about yeah. I think that's gonna be the last day, man. Like the last official day is. Because I think the weather looks pretty crappy on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I think Saturday is gonna be it.
Are they jumping Friday?
No, I think this weekend it's just Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
At least according to the calendar on the website.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything on Friday.
Well,
but what that means is we just have to get fun jumpers together and get Austin to fly.
Yeah, I don't need full altitude though.
No, you can just do some hop and pops.
Well, I want to jump my tracking suit some more.
Oh well, yeah, for the
Yeah,
for
I don't
the
know how many.
tracking suit. Yeah.
I had a sumo, an original sumo that I had like 75 jumps on, which was a Squirrel Sumo 1 back in the day. And now I have a Power 2 piece. And it was kind of hard to learn how to fly the 2 piece, putting a tracking suit back on. It was.
Well, yeah, because they would. I could see flying something like that would be more difficult because the top part flies independently of the pants, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I got some
So,
coaching
like-
from Avalon Wolf. And
yeah.
the first jump was like, oh my god. And then the second, it improved over. We did like 5 jumps, and I've jumped it like 15 or 20 times since. So I know if I were to take it down now, I'm probably not gonna die because I can track straight, I can turn, I can keep a heading.
Right on.
It's just how fast can I get into my track? I'm pretty sure. I'm fairly confident that I will not die.
That's that's good. No, nobody wants you to die, Joe.
No.
No. So that's what you're gonna jump in Brazil is the 2-piece.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
When are you gonna move up to the
Wingsuit?
wingsuit? Yeah.
Maybe another year. Maybe another year. Yeah. I have plenty of wingsuit jumps, but I don't have enough on the ATC to be confident enough. I need to learn how to fly its range. Figure out what the max glide ratio is. I have fly sight data. I haven't put it into baseline and looked it up and compared everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I need to work on flare. Efficiently flaring and deploying at the correct position, like in the correct phase of flaring.
Right.
You don't want to deploy at the very end of your flare where you stall out. You want to have you want to be slowed down enough, from what I'm told, and deploy, just a little bit before you're, gonna stall your suit
Stall
at
out.
the top of your flare. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've gotten pretty good at it. I think the slowest deployment I had was like 8 miles an hour.
Oh wow.
Yeah, according to my altimeter, my alti
Yeah.
deployment speed was 8. So
There's a lot of people who get really, really into the numbers, like with their wingsuits. Like you're talking about glide ratio and flaring.
Mm-hmm.
Like they really get into the numbers. I think Dan's one of those guys. He likes to really analyze
I think I'm a numbers
statistics.
guy. I bought the fly site to learn how to read that data so that I could improve things with my wingsuit.
Yeah.
I'd like to get some wingsuit coaching. I was going to go down to DeLand maybe early next year. I was going to try to go before December, but that's not going to happen. It's just too much stuff going on.
Yeah.
But Dan Derby, and get some base wingsuit specific things to work on while skydiving. Work on certain things that are going to transfer over to wingsuit base. And I'm sure a lot of that's just learning your range.
Right.
Learning how to fly your wingsuit fast, but in control type of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so talking about gear, as we were, I would like to start wingsuiting. Obviously, got to have 200 jumps, but I would like to start wingsuiting right around 200 jumps, as long as, it's safe for me to do that. Like, as long as I fly well enough, So would you recommend getting a wingsuit prior to that 200 and like just like having it and being ready, or like just buy one, or would you
I
recommend
would go
like
no.
borrowing some and like trying some out, or
I
like how
would
does that
rent
work?
go to wickedwingsuit.com
Yeah.
and you can rent pretty much whatever you want.
Oh.
I would
Okay.
start with a Swift. They have a Swift 5. My I forget what I learned in, like an R bird or an S bird, whatever the Phoenix Fly or the
Okay.
Tony, the like the intro Tony suit
Yeah.
in 2013. I can't remember what model it was. And then after when I learned how to fly that, then I bought a Swift, the original Swift, and then learned how to fly that, and then got some one-on-one wingsuit coaching with TOS. She was pretty big into wingsuiting at the time, and then some coaching from Graham Hunt, who's also a pretty good wingsuit pilot, climber, wingsuit base pilot. So like I stayed, but I got pretty current before I bought another wingsuit after that. But I
Before you
made
bought your second one.
before I bought the second one. But I went from the Swift to the Galugo, which was the biggest suit they made at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
was stupid.
And the bigger the suit, the uh, I guess more aggressive, right? Or it's like less safe or something. Like people
Yeah,
say, don't start on a big one. So why do people say
no,
don't start on a
you
big
get
one?
you could get into a flat spin and
Mm,
pass out, not be able to recover. You know,
yeah.
you want to be able to progress just like anything else. You know, like base, you want to probably do a PCA first
Right.
to get your exit dialed, then handheld. So
Yeah.
you get that dialed, and then stowed.
Gotcha.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
necessarily think you have to track first, like a tracking suit. I don't feel that. I don't think that's necessary, especially like a two piece. The power two piece is a pretty aggressive tracking suit. Like they have another suit which is a Phoenix Fly Classic. Squirrel has a line of all kinds of different tracking suits. I don't even know what they have anymore. They like got the mutation. They've got like the sausage, the sumo. I think it's a sumo 5 now. But I guess you could. I don't know what I don't know. Maybe somebody else would recommend that you do. Get
Buy
a
one.
tracking suit.
Oh,
Get a
tracking
tracking
suit.
suit before a wingsuit. But if that's what you want to do as a wingsuit, a Swift, a Swift 5. It's basically what I learned in.
All right. But you're saying rent them, like rent them,
Yeah,
try them out before buying one.
I would rent one to just do like your first flight, right? Rent one from Wicked Wingsuits.
And so they come in different sizes, right? Like
Dude, they come in all sorts of stuff. Like I'll pull it
so,
up
like
here.
I'll just buy a large and that'll fit me, or like you know what I mean?
No, they
Like,
have sizing. They have sizing
okay.
charts. Corey might even have something that fits you. Like I made my first flight back last year in a Calibri, which is it probably has more performance than the original Kalugo that I flew, just because of the progression in wingsuit design.
Right.
I got out and it
Yeah.
like pretty much I was flying immediately. I was like, it's like riding a bike. Yeah, Corey might even have something that fits you.
All right. All right. I know he had some over in Cleveland. Like I guess people were either using them or renting them, or they were doing something with wingsuits over there.
Yes, those are the Calibris. He has a couple different sizes of Calibris. He just happened to have one that fit me good, but I had to, excuse me, I had to zip the wings before I got in the plane, because if I was sitting down, I couldn't like get them
Couldn't get
zipped
to it. Yeah.
because it was just a little bit too snug.
Yeah.
But like if I had them zipped, then I was fine. I had range of motion and everything. But just sitting in the plane up front by the pilot and then trying to get things zipped as I'm sliding down the bench was a little challenging.
Right. Is is all that, like, I guess, housekeeping that you have to do with the wingsuit, like when you're, after you deploy and stuff? Oh yeah. You got all these zippers to mess with and all this stuff to
You
do.
you do
Like,
your gear checks. You make sure as you learn how to hook your container up to the wingsuit, right? Make sure that you're mating your zippers properly. Make sure that your uh, keepers for the zippers are together so that it can't unzip. And then you'll do stuff like you'll put it on, you put your leg straps on. Once I verify I have my wingsuit on my container properly, then I'll put it on, and then I'll put my leg straps on. And the first thing that I make sure that's tight are my leg straps. Like, if anything else, make sure my leg straps are tight, or that they're actually on.
right.
So I'll do that, and then I'll get my feet in the suit, and then do my chest strap, and I just zip everything else up. Zip my legs up before I get on the plane, and everything else I'll leave the chest unzipped a little bit. I'll leave my arm wings unzipped until it's we're getting almost to get to altitude.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
$200 a month. That's not too bad.
nah, as many jumps as you can put on it. $200 a month. Give them your jump history, etc., etc. Referred by. Let's see what they got. Yeah, they even have places you can find a coach.
Yeah.
Our wingsuits, squirrel suits, ATC Funk 3, Swift 3, Gus. Excuse me. Tony suits. So it appears that they have Tony and
Narbird.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's that or an iBird. Yeah, I think I rented an iBird. That's what I rented when I started wing. Like I did it first. I went up to Elsinore and
Yeah.
did the first jump course. And then when I got back, I rented an iBird for a month. And ordered a wingsuit. I think I ordered a wingsuit like right after I did the first jump course out of Elsinore, the wingsuit first jump course.
Yeah.
But Squirrel wasn't so busy that it was such a long lead time then. Either they were newer in the market, right? So the lead time wasn't that bad. Now it's depending on what you get. Like my ATC is a super duper custom because I put the pig on it and customized the colors, etc. So I ordered it in October. I got it in January.
Oh, that's actually not that bad though. Like some people are waiting a
Well,
really long
like,
time for gear.
Well, if you're getting like a power onesie, which is, I believe, it's a Tony suit. But yeah, you can rent intro suits here.
So that iBird, like if you go back to wherever it was,
Tony's.
and you look at the yeah, right there. If you look at the wings on it, the arms,
Yep.
they don't look very full. I guess like very big, right? Is that what makes it a beginner suit?
Yes. Yeah, definitely the size.
All right.
You know, the size and the way it's built. It's something that's super pressurized that you can't. You don't know how to deploy, etc. Yeah, just a smaller suit, man, is a beginner suit. iBird is a beginner. Then, obviously they have their recommendation for T-Bird, 5+ jumps, and T-Bird 25 jumps. R-Bird, 25 jumps. R-Bird 50 jumps. Narbird, 20 jumps, because apparently this is an acro suit.
Yeah.
S-Bird. I'm surprised that they don't have anything bigger than that. ATC,
All right.
though. ATC, they rent the ATC. 80
80
jumps.
plus jumps.
Yeah.
And that's what you have, right?
I have an ATC 4. Let's go to Squirrel. They have a great like wingsuit progression kind of chart to follow.
Okay.
So let's see, where is it? We'll just go to compare all suits. See categories: flocking, big wave, freestyle, acro, performance, competition, base. So
So is there one suit that you can use for like base jumping and say like flocking? Or are they completely
I
different?
think so. If you look, like I'll click base. ATC 4 is in there, right?
Yeah.
You click competition. Okay,
I
it
see.
okay, so performance ATC 4 is there.
I see.
Freestyle
Okay.
acro ATC 4 is there. Flocking in big way ATC 4 is there.
All
So
right.
I went with the ATC 4 because it's a beginner intermediate suit. You know, almost an advanced suit. The next one would be the freak, right?
Right.
And I can base jump it. I can flock it. It's got range.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I like that. I like things that can do double duty. Like,
Yeah, it's sort of,
that was
it's almost
was
the one that's like fits almost all the categories, you know?
yeah,
Except,
I like that.
except competition. The only competition they have the C race and the CR plus.
Yeah.
Um,
That was
but
one thing that I really liked about the rig that I bought is you said that it'd be good for wingsuiting.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. It's free fly friendly. It's good. Infinity. I used to jump my Infinity wingsuiting. Andy Kenny still jumps my old Infinity wingsuiting. But and then they got the tracking suits too. You know, Sumo,
Yeah.
Sausage 3, Mutation 2, ETM Dose. I don't even know what that is. Zero wingsuits. They're saying you don't need any wingsuit skydives to jump these.
I see that.
So this is a Sprint. I guess this is their intro suit.
So I mean, it would probably be smart to just rent up through, the however many jumps you need to get to
It also depends
buy
on
the
who
one
you're-
that you want.
Yeah, it also depends on what you're going to do for your first jump course, right? Are you going to go somewhere and take one? They'll most likely
Yeah.
have wingsuits for you, and they're going to be, intro suits like this or Swift, right?
Yeah.
This says
I
5 plus wingsuit skydives.
I think
but
they did a. I think they did a first jump course at Cleveland last year.
Yeah, they did actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know what they used. I don't know what they jumped. I know
I don't
Jake
know either.
took it. Jake Cantino took it.
Yeah.
Some other guys took it. But yeah, it's gonna be a small intro suit, something like this, or a Calibri, or a, Iber, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's actually what they were flying, were the Calibris from
Yeah.
Corey.
I like the Swifts, man. I liked my Swift. Like once I learned how to fly my Swift, I could fly with just about anybody. You know, I couldn't get max glide with like a. I forget what Mo had. I tried jumping with him. He had like the biggest Tony suit you could get, and it was just
went
like
forever.
like
Yeah.
he got some ridiculous flights, and the Swift just wasn't, obviously big enough to keep up that glide ratio. But I was, other people that were flying, middle of the road stuff. I can still flock. Swift, I like Swift. I like Squirrel. They're awesome.
So when
Good
you're
stuff.
doing a wingsuit skydive, you, well, if you're just doing a regular skydive without a wingsuit, and you're doing a 4-way, and you come up with a plan with people like, hey, this is what we're gonna do. Maybe you dirt dive it, whatever. Do you do you do that with a wingsuit? Like, what do you just fly around in circles until you come down, or you just go as far
No,
as you
man.
can and then turn
No,
around and come back?
usually
Like, what do you do?
depends. It depends how many groups there are. Somebody's tracking in a tracking suit, or if there's two wingsuit groups, or you know, normally you just break off jump run at a 45, depending on what the winds are, and you fly. What we usually do is just fly. You know, make a left. You know, come out at a 45 with the plane, fly with the plane a couple seconds, and then either make our left or our right, and we'll fly out to 9,000 feet, and then like I'll have my audible set for 9,000, and then when I hear my 9,000, I'll start making my way, you know, back towards the drop zone, and depending on how fast we're flying, you know, I might have to, you know, make another left or right or something to lengthen my flight so I'm not, you know, overshooting the drop zone coming back,
Right.
or flying up jump run, you know, because the tandems are out right before you,
Right.
and they dump at 5.5, so you can easily get out. Like my last cutaway, like when I was coming back, like I went clean out around 79 and clean up 79 a ways, and then turned around and came back, and I wasn't flying up jump run, but I was flying perpendicular, but I was coming back, and I'm like, you know what? The tandems are probably going to be opening up over here. So I turned back a little bit left, and sure enough, I saw them start opening up. And then, yeah. Yep, and then I had a spinning line twist. I wasn't close to John Ellison, but close
That's-
enough that it was, he saw my malfunction, he saw me spinning, and like he turned away.
I was gonna say, was that the one where he was in the video that you cut away?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I could see all of them, right? I wasn't making my way to try to buzz somebody like some do, right? Do a
Right.
flyby. That should be pre-planned as well. But you kind of have to know what jump run is, have a plan, how many people are on your, you know, on your jump, and just come up with a flight plan.
All right.
You know, find out what everybody's breaking off or pulling at, and then you come up with a break off. You usually break at 5. I think most people pull at 3.5 at the lowest. I think I don't deploy any lower than that with a wingsuit.
Right.
At least skydiving, you know, especially with the new suit. Right, I don't have 100 jumps on the new suit. I have 300 some wingsuit jumps, but I probably have on the ATC 20 or 30 maybe. You know.
So that was probably just mostly all this year.
Yeah. I'd
Yeah.
say I probably have 20, maybe 25 jumps on it. But yeah, you know, my deployments in it aren't exactly consistent every time. So, which is another reason I can fly it, no problem. I can back fly it. I can go where I want to. I can speed up. I can slow down. I can flare. But my exits aren't always perfect from the airplane. Sometimes I'll come out and I have a shoulder dipped that I'll have to correct, so I'll lose like a couple hundred feet of altitude on the exit. You know, but I've been working on fixing that, and then just trying to consistently get consistent deployments, because that's key, man. You know, if you're gonna wingsuit base, you gotta be able to deploy when you want properly.
Right.
You know,
Well, that is essentially.
I figured out what I was doing,
The most
though.
important part.
Both of my rigs set up higher on my back than my old than my old rig.
Oh.
So I've noticed that when I'm coming, I flare, and then when I'm coming back to grab my pilot chute, it's not there, and I'm having to pull my arms up to the bottom of the container, and then over, and then get the pilot chute.
And
I
then
realized
find it.
I realized that on the last, 5 or 10 jumps, like, why was I sometimes missing my pilot chute, and that's why, like, my muscle memory from deploying is like my old container. It's it's sat different. So when I deploy, my rig sat lower.
Yeah. I when I bought my rig, it sits higher on my back than like the rental rigs did for some reason. Like for some reason, I don't know.
Well, the rental rigs
Just,
are also bigger, right? You're jumping
yeah,
bigger canopies.
that's true.
Also, when you downsize a rig, you downsize canopy. The rig will only downsize so far, and then
Right.
you have to get a smaller rig to fit,
Right.
to be in the range of fitting whatever canopy that is.
Right.
You can't just jump a Mirage G4 and put a 120 in it. It's got to be flopping around in there.
Yeah, the smallest mine holds is a 150. But
Yeah.
I had to do the exact same thing. Relearn where my hacky is. And I still do it before every jump, before getting on the plane. I reach back and pretend to pitch. It was like just once I'm still really new at jumping, and once I realized that it was different than what I was used to, I just practice every time now. I put it on and I grab it just to
Yep. I started doing some
remind
wingsuit jumps,
myself,
and then just practice my deployments as slow as possible while staying stable in my flight. Right. Keep flying, and then I'll just bring this arm back real slow, touch my hacky, learn how to fly with one arm
Right.
wing, and just practice that way, nice and slow and controlled. Because when I first started jumping it, I had two that were pretty spicy deployments because I was like, okay, I'm going to dump at 3,000, and then I flare, and then I go back real fast without flaring enough and killing the speed a little, killing the speed enough. So then my arm wing was really hard to collapse, and then I'd miss my pilot chute, and I had one where I'm like searching around, then I'm head down and I'm spinning around on my back, and then as soon as I hit head down to the earth again, I dump. But then I'm deploying. By that time, I've lost 500 feet
Right.
at altitude, dicking around. That's death in base.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, just practicing the deployments real nice and slow, controlled.
Yeah. All right. I want to do a rodeo in the spring. Can we do that?
Ring suit rodeo.
Yeah, will you do that with me?
Sure, if I'm still alive by then.
Have you ever done it before?
I have done it as the passenger, not as the pilot.
I think that looks fun. And while we were having this conversation, it just occurred to me, wait a minute. I know people who wingsuit. I should ask somebody.
Yeah, it might be hard. I've never done it out of a King Air.
Yeah.
That might be one we go to Cleveland for.
Yeah.
So you can get out of the caravan, a nice big door.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the only bad thing about that King Air is the door. The door's just, if it were twice as wide, it'd be great. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It'd be awesome.
it's fast, man. The airspeed's fast too.
Yeah, it is. It's nice to get up there quick, but that prop wash is a bit of a bitch too sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not sure how fast it's going when they kill the speed. He puts the flaps down and then puts the nose down for exit. I still think he's doing 100 or over 100 mile an hour at least.
I would say not slower than 90 for sure.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all if he's over 100.
it's hard to do a rear facing front float.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing a multi-way and you got one on the camera step and three out, three out.
Yeah.
Trying to be like a rear-facing front float. Trying to hold on like this while the prop blast is hitting you in the back.
Yep.
That King Air's pretty fast. Try to
It
do
is.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, we could go out to Cleveland and do it. If you want, I'm down.
Yep. Done a couple Mr. Bills.
That would be awesome. I want to do a Mr. Bill.
That one's not super difficult. You just gotta know how to exit and
Yeah.
not tumble out of the plane and then pitch.
Yeah.
You have to come out. You both got to come out of the plane, stable and be on the hill
There's
as you deploy.
there's a guy over at Cleveland. I can't remember his name. Maybe it's Bob.
Don Schwab. It's Don Schwab.
Don. Okay.
Schwabo. Yep.
He does Mr. Bills with people, but
Schwabo's the man.
he wants you to have 150 jumps, and then it looks like he almost does like a course
He does
beforehand.
he does all kinds of stuff. Like he'll put he'll rappel down
The swing.
the swing.
Yeah.
Like I know Shelby's crawled up and then stood on his shoulders and then exited like after under canopy.
Wow.
Schwab's been around for a long time. He used to be
Yeah.
a TI over at Scott IPA.
Oh, all right. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's done intentional downplanes with people, like
Oh, yeah.
like under canopy they get hooked up and then you're connected at the legs or whatever and you're just spinning in a downplane.
Oh,
There's
okay.
a picture. I think there's a picture on the wall of the drop zone of it
There might be. I
of
don't know.
one he's done. Yeah.
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 Now he just fun jumps and does Mr. Bill stuff and
Yeah. I think that would be a lot of fun.
yeah, he's a super cool guy. He's a nice guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Knows his shit.
Right on, man. Well, I don't have anything else, do you?
No, man. This episode might be disappointing.
Oh, it's not disappointing. I just think, we can try to ramble on for another 8 minutes, or we can
Yeah.
just save people's ears.
Yeah. Well, we should probably do another episode on wingsuits. How, where, who, why, type of stuff.
All the stuff.
Yeah.
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 Right on, man. Seriously, if you want company when you go to Orange, and I can go,
I'm going
I'll
to
totally be down.
before Brazil. I need to get another handful of jumps on my tracking suit just to get some more fly side data.
All right.
So I'm gonna go down, whether it's just for a day, and then I drive back. But I'm gonna go down before the end of November
Okay.
because it's either that or Suffolk, and Suffolk's like 7 hours away. And
Ugh.
I'm not driving that far.
Yeah.
Orange is only down to like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday,
Right.
depending on the weather.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if like I said, if it works out and you want company, I'll go.
For sure.
All right. I've never
Cool.
been there, so it'll be interesting.
It's nice, man. It's a nice drop zone. It's a club, kind of like Rick's. It's a club.
Oh, okay.
They have a board, elected board of. I don't know if I'm probably saying it wrong. Trustees, or they have a board of
Like a board of directors.
people. Yeah, yep. They have a president, vice president, all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff that they have elections for every year. But
Yeah.
it's a nice job. Everybody down there, at least all of the experience I've ever had down there, everybody's cool.
All right.
Everybody's pretty cool.
Yeah. I was planning on going there last winter to remain current, but then we started jumping at Waynesburg, and
Yeah.
that's a hell of a lot closer.
Yes, it is.
So, all right, man. Well, the obligatory, follow us on all the social media stuff, YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. We're all over the place.
Drop us an idea or question on beerpodcast24@gmail.com.
Yeah, and we'd even like to, if you got a good question, we'll invite you on the show and you can ask it live. We'll do like a little Q&A thing. So, if you're listening and you got a question and you want to be on the show, or just have Joe answer a question for you, I can try to answer it, but I probably won't be right.
If I don't know the answer, I will tell you the truth. I will not
Yeah.
bullshit you.
All right, cool. So that email address again is beerpodcast24@gmail.com.
Cool.
All right, man. We'll see you next week.
Got everybody.
Blue skies.
Later.